Morning, all of you. Am I audible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the last class, we have learned what is Wilson current mirror, and based upon this particular configuration, we have derived the expression for the current transfer. Please remember that whenever we are going for a current transfer ratio of a current mirror circuit, the ideal value should be always 1:1. Then only we can say that the perfect mirroring is happening. Okay, mirroring in the sense the reference current should be equal to the output current. So Wilson is able to maintain this particular ratio, that is 1:1, because it has got finite dependent on beta effects. That is, beta ideally for transistor is very large. So 2 by beta square will be very small. So that means your I naught is to I ref will become 1:1. And that is why this particular mirror is maintaining a ideal current transfer ratio. That is, I naught is equal to I ref, which means the current transfer ratio is 1:1. Now let us see what will be the resistance, output resistance of this particular mirror. Okay, because we need to maintain a feasible output resistance also. So in spite of the current transfer ratio, one of the next property that we need to note down is regarding the output resistance. So that also we need to work out. Okay. So as far as the current mirror circuit is concerned, we need to go for two parameters. One is a current transfer ratio I naught by I ref, which is 1:1. And secondly, we are going to analyze what will be the output resistance of this particular circuit. So all of you draw this circuit diagram. So this is a circuit for bipolar current mirror by using Wilson's. So it is called as Wilson's bipolar current mirror, and this is a small signal equivalent circuit which is used to determine the output resistance of the Wilson mirror. Okay. He has designed this current mirror circuit by using BJT and not using MOSFET. Please understand, this particular circuit he has configured by using BJT, and by using the finite beta effect of a bipolar junction transistor, we have derived the equation for current transfer ratio, which is 1:1. Draw the circuit diagram. So here we have used three transistors Q1, Q2, Q3, where the output resistance of Q3 is denoted by R0, which is connected between the collector and emitter terminals, respectively denoted as X and A. I'll take this node as X and this node as small letter A. And also we have a short circuit between the base and collector of Q1, that is between the terminals Y and Z. So Y and Z is short circuited, and we have a finite resistance R0 between collector and emitter of Q3. This is nothing but the internal output resistance of this particular transistor Q3. And we need to find the output resistance, the overall output resistance capital R0. So to find this resistance capital R0, what we are going to do is we are inserting a dummy current source and voltage source. So this is a test source that is called Vx, which is connected at the collector terminal of Q3. And from this voltage source, we have a current Ix. So if you can find the ratio between Vx and Ix, that is nothing but your capital R0. Clear, students? So our objective is to determine the output resistance of the Wilson's bipolar current mirror circuit. So in order to find out the output resistance, we have drawn an equivalent circuit showing the effect of R0. To find capital R0, we need to find the ratio between Vx and Ix, where Vx is a test source that we have inserted at the collector terminal of the BJT.
Sir, could you repeat, sir?
Yes. See, we are going to determine the output resistance of a Wilson mirror. Okay, Wilson current mirror. You know what is current mirror? Current mirror means I naught by IRF ratio is 1:1, and we have already derived the expression for I naught by IRF, and we have observed that due to the high value of beta, this I naught by IRF will maintain 1:1 ratio. Now we are going to find the output resistance of this mirror circuit. So output resistance of the mirror circuit can be calculated by inserting a test source. Okay, we are going to insert a test source, which is called as Vx at the output terminal. So where is the output? You're taking the output from Q3. Okay, so this is acting as a load terminal at which we will connect the test source Vx. And from Vx, we have a current Ix, and the ratio between Vx and Ix is called as capital R0. Now we are going to find this ratio by using the circuit analysis. Clear? Now we see that there are three transistors here where Q1 and Q2 are matched transistors. Okay, kindly note Q1 and Q2 are matched transistors, and because of which their collector current can be identical. So please mark this current I. Okay. No need to study these expressions by heart. Okay, by using the circuit analysis, we will write the expression for each current, I mean the terminal currents, and accordingly we are going to mark in the circuit diagram. So no need to by heart the currents. Okay, so by KCL analysis, we are going to find the expression for current at each terminals, and thereafter we will mark in our circuit diagram. So please note that the both transistors Q1 and Q2, as of now, they are matched transistors, and their collector current will be same, which is given as I here. Clear? So when collector current is I, what will be the base current? When collector current is small letter I, what will be the base current if the current amplification factor of the transistor is beta? What is the relationship between base current and collector current? Anyone?
Sir, IC equal to beta times IB, sir.
Yes, good, Santosh. IC is equal to beta times IB, which implies IB is equal to IC divided by beta. Here IC is I, right? So I divided by beta, that will be our base current. Okay. So the base current of Q1 and Q2 is now denoted as I divided by beta. Base current of Q1 and Q2 is now denoted as I divided by beta, where I is a collector current and beta is the current amplification factor. So this can be considered as node Y. Okay. So to this node, we have two currents, right? These are the two inputs current, which is which is given by I divided by beta. Okay. Actually, the arrow mark is here only, like this base current, no? So it will be like this. Okay. Note down the arrow mark. Correct the arrow mark. It is towards the base terminal. Clear? Okay. Now, if you take this particular node, these two currents are the leaving currents, right? And they're identical, which is I by beta. So normally the incoming current to this particular node Y will be the sum of the two outgoing currents. So these are outgoing currents, I by beta. So as a result, the incoming current will be the sum of the two outgoing currents, which is nothing but I by beta plus I by beta, which is equal to 2I by beta. 2I by beta. So this is the current which is entering to node Y from node Z. What is node Z? Node Z is nothing but the collector terminal of Q1, or you can say it is the emitter terminal of Q3. Why? Because the emitter and collector of the two transistors are short circuited. So now you can draw this current. Okay, you can mark this current flow, which is equal to 2I by beta, which is the sum of the two base currents of Q2 and Q1. Now we are going to find the current which is entering to this particular node called Z. So before that, let me write the expression for the emitter current Q3. Emitter current Q3, how will you write the expression for current? I is equal to IB plus IC, right? So for Q3, the emitter current can be written as the sum of the base current and collector current. So as far as this Q3 is concerned, you know that as far as the Q3 is concerned, the collector current is denoted as I, and the base current can be written as beta times of I. Therefore, the emitter current is the sum of the base current and collector current, which is equal to I plus beta I. And if you take I outside, the equation will become 1 plus beta times of I. So this is the emitter current of Q3. Please note down, this is the emitter current of Q3, and which can be indicated in the circuit diagram also. Therefore, the emitter current of Q3 can be marked like this, which is equal to 1 plus beta times of I. Now this already I have written, right? This is nothing but the current which is entering to node Y, which is equal to the sum of the two base currents that already we have written and marked in our circuit diagram, which is nothing but sum of I by beta plus I by beta, which is equal to 2I by beta. Okay. Now we'll try to find the current which is entering to node Z. Okay. So how to find the current which is entering to this particular node? So we know that 2I by beta is flowing in this particular direction, and I is flowing into towards this transistor Q1. Therefore, the current entering to node Z, how you can write, anyone? How you will write the expression for current entering to this node Z? These two are leaving current. I is leaving current. 2I by beta is also leaving current. So what will be the entering current to node Z?
2I by beta plus I, sir.
Very good. 2I by beta plus I. So if you write this, your expression will be I multiplied by 1 plus 2 by beta. So this is the current entering to node Z, which is the sum of I, that is a collector current of Q3, as well as the 2I by beta, that is nothing but the outgoing current towards the terminal Y. So the expression for current entering to node Z is equal to I into 1 plus 2 by beta. Okay. Now we are going to find out the current entering to node A. We are going to find out the current entering to node A. As of now, we have the current towards Q3 and also the current towards the terminal Z. Both are leaving. Therefore, the current which is passing through this resistance R0 towards this node A, I can treat this as node A. Okay. So this will be the entering current. So this entering current will be the sum of these two outgoing currents, that is one towards Q3 and another one towards Q1, that is towards a set terminal. So you need to add these two to find the current flow through R0 towards A. Please write. So current that is flowing through R0 towards the terminal A can be written as 1 plus beta times I plus 1 plus, sorry, I into 1 plus 2 by beta. So 1 plus beta times I plus I into 1 plus 2 by beta. Simplify it by taking I outside and check whether you are getting this particular expression. Are you getting this equation, students? The current that is flowing through R0. So current flowing through R0 can now be written as I into 2 plus beta plus 2 by beta. Any doubts regarding this? So this I got after applying KCL to that node Z, right? Yes, Z or A. Any doubts regarding this? Okay, now coming to X, because we are going to find the output resistance. The output resistance is measured with respect to the node X, right? So we need to apply KCL at node X also, so that we can find an expression for Ix in terms of I, and afterwards we will get an equation for Vx, and then we can find the ratio between Vx and Ix. So let us concentrate on node X now. So if you take node X, what is the entering current? What is the entering current to node X? One is Ix, right? And another one is beta I, that is nothing but your collector current in this direction, right? This is the collector current. Collector current is nothing but the base current I into beta, right? So beta I. So beta I is one incoming current and Ix is also one incoming current, right? This is the incoming current. As a result, from X, one current will be moving outwards and it will be flowing through R0, which is nothing but the sum of Ix and beta I. And already this current we have computed in the previous step, right? So how will you write the equation? I can write the equation like Ix plus beta I is equal to I into 2 plus beta plus 2 by beta. This is the expression that we got after applying the nodal equation at node X. That is, incoming current is equal to the outgoing current. So Ix plus beta I is equal to I into 2 plus beta plus 2 by beta. And why we require this? Because I need to find the ratio between Vx and Ix. So for that, I have computed the expression for Ix in terms of I. So we should come from the bottom part of the circuit, right? From Q1, Q2, base current, collector current, and then we need to move towards Q3 and afterwards the final node X. So likewise, we need to find each and every terminal currents, and finally we should arrive an equation for Ix. Any doubt? Okay. Now you simplify this. Take beta I to the right side. Take beta I to the right side. Take I common. Cancel beta. So you will get the expression for current Ix in terms of I. Here you can take 2 common. So 2I into 1 plus beta. So this will be the equation for Ix. Let it be equation number 1. Any doubts till this particular step? Are you writing this? Please do the derivations and practice. So now we are going to find Vx. To find the voltage, we need to apply KVL to the output circuit. To find Vx, we are going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output circuit. So coming to the circuit again, if you see, the total output voltage at the collector terminal with respect to ground is nothing but Vx. This is the total output voltage. So a fraction of voltage will be getting dropped across R0. Across which terminal, can you tell? A fraction of voltage will be getting dropped across R0, across which terminal? Or across which transistor? Across X and A, right? Because R0 is connected across the collector and emitter terminal of Q3. So here we have a drop, and another drop you can see this is between the collector and emitter of Q1, isn't it? We are having two factors. One is across Q3 and another is across Q1 because these two are a part of your output circuit, isn't it? So Vx can be written as the sum of the voltage drop across Q3 as well as across Q1. That is collector emitter of Q3 and collector emitter of Q1. Now, if you see Q1 alone, the base and collector are short circuited. The base and collector are short circuited, right? Therefore, whatever the voltage we are having at the base, it will be equal to the voltage at the collector. Now, what is the voltage at the base? Here it is mentioned, it is V. The voltage at the base or the potential difference across the base and ground is denoted as V, and it is same for Q2 and Q1. Why? Because the base are short circuited and emitter terminals are also short circuited. So because of which the voltage across the base and emitter will be same. Clear, students? So if this is V, then obviously this voltage is also going to be V. Why? Because we are having a short circuit between base and collector, because of which the potential difference will be zero. So the potential will be same. Okay, difference between the voltage will be zero between Y and Z, between the node Y and Z. That means the voltage at node Y is equal to V, and the same voltage we can maintain across the node Z also. So now how you can write the expression for Vx, tell me. How you can write the expression for Vx? Just a second. Okay. So how will you write the expression for Vx? Can anybody tell me? So with this discussion, how you will write the equation for Vx? I told you it is a voltage drop across R0 plus the voltage drop across Q1. And what is the voltage drop across Q1? That is V. Can anyone tell me how you can write the expression for Vx? Already we have computed the current flow across R0, right? So if you know this current through R0, it will be very easy to find out the voltage across Q3. And this is already known to us. That is V. I've taken this as V. Now you tell me what will be the equation for Vx. So after applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output circuit, Vx can be written as V plus the voltage drop across R0. Okay. And what is the voltage drop across R0? Voltage is nothing but, as per the Ohm's law, it is current into the resistance. You know that the current through resistance R0 is nothing but beta plus 2 by beta plus 2 according to our previous analysis, whatever we have done, right? This equation. So you need to multiply this particular current with the corresponding resistance small letter R0 so that you can come up with a expression for voltage drop across R0. That is your second term. Clear, students? So this is the first equation that you got after applying the KVL, the basic equation. And with this equation, first I will write the voltage drop across R0, which is nothing but the current into the resistance. What is the current? Current is I multiplied by beta plus 2 by beta plus 2 according to our previous analysis. So you need to multiply this current into R0. That will be your drop across R0. So second term we increased. Now coming to the first term, that is small letter V. which is the voltage drop across Q2, right? So it is again the collector voltage. So collector voltage is nothing but that particular current, collector current into RE, collector current into the internal resistance of that particular transistor, which I'll take it as RE. Now, what is the collector current of Q1? What is the collector current of Q1? Already we have written it. It is I into 1 plus 2 by beta. Isn't it? This is the collector current of Q1. The total current entering to the particular node is that. This is the total current entering to this node, because I want to mention this particular current into the overall resistance, so that I will take it as RE. The equivalent resistance, I will take it as RE. Okay. So RE multiplied by I into 1 plus 2 by beta. RE multiplied by I into, yes, I into 1 plus 2 by beta. That will be the voltage drop across the transistor Q2, okay, or Q1, which is renamed as V. So now I got the expression for V as well as a drop across R0. That is equation number 2 and 3, right? Now add these two equations together so that you will get Vx in terms of small letter I. Please take down. So I have added these two equations together so that I got Vx. Now you observe this equation and tell me why I'm neglecting the second term. Why I am neglecting the second term. Anybody tell me why I'm neglecting the second term? Because beta is very, very large, right? Beta is very large. So accordingly, 2 by beta is very small, which will be very small when compared to 1, right? And why I'm not neglecting this? Because here we are having beta. Here we are adding this term with beta, so we can't neglect this, okay? So when you compare with 1, this 2 by beta is very small, so this term you can neglect. So you can approximate this equation as Vx is equal to beta plus 2 by beta multiplied by IR0. Any doubts regarding this, students? So, no, Rupendran? So this is the approximate equation that I got for Vx. So now I have completed the equation for Vx as per equation number 4. And also I have done with Ix as per equation number 1. Now, how we are going to write the equation for capital R0? As per our analysis, we know that R0 is a ratio between the test voltage and the test current. So divide those two equations, cancel the like terms. So you can cancel I, right? You can cancel I from both the numerator and denominator. And as a result, the equation can be written as beta plus 2 by beta divided by 2 into 1 plus 1 by beta. Again, one more approximation. You can know that beta is very large, so 1 by beta will be very small. So this I will neglect. Again, if you compare with beta, 2 is very, very small. 2 by beta is still small, so you can cancel this also. Okay, so you will cancel 2, you can cancel 2 by beta, and you can cancel 1 by beta also. And finally, the resultant equation will be Vx by Ix is equal to R0, which is equal to beta into R0 by 2. So this is the required expression for output resistance of a current mirror circuit. For an ideal current mirror circuit, we need to have a high output resistance, which I can maintain by using this particular circuit, right? How can I tell that the output resistance of the circuit is very large? Because you know that the beta value of an ideal transistor will be large. So accordingly, R0 will be beta into R0 by 2. So Like that way, we will be able to maintain a high output resistance for this particular current mirror circuit that is called as Wilson's bipolar mirror. And also the current transfer ratio is maintained as 1:1 as per our previous discussion. The question will be like this: derive the current transfer ratio and output resistance of a Wilson's bipolar mirror. So in that case, what you need to do is you need to draw the circuit diagram, mark all the currents, go for the analysis by using KCL and KVL, find out the expression for current transfer ratio as well as the ratio of Vx by Ix. Vx by Ix is the output resistance, where Vx is the test voltage source that you have inserted at the collector terminal of Q3. Now, Wilson tried to test the same circuit by replacing this BJT with MOSFET. So what he has done is, he will be taking the same configuration. He has not changed any connection diagrams. Okay, whatever the connections he has maintained for the bipolar mirror, he kept as such. But the only difference what he did is, the only change what he did is, he has replaced a BJT with MOSFET. So now Wilson has taken Q1, Q2, Q3, the three MOSFETs connected as per the bipolar configuration itself without any change. Clear? Now draw the circuit diagram. Wilson MOS mirror. Meanwhile, I'll take the attendant. Lokesh,
Present, sir.
Rohit, Rohit Chitu, Sujit, M. Sujit,
Present, sir.
Banu Prakash,
Present, sir.
Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
Manishyam,
Present, sir.
Manisha Prem,
Present, sir.
Sai Hemant Reddy, Suresh, Rishi, Nelita,
Present, sir.
Lakshmi Prasanna,
Present, sir.
Andan Kumar,
Present, sir.
Avodit Tiwari,
Present, sir.
Navya MK,
Present, sir.
Lakshmi Sai Manikanda, Neeta Nadraj,
Present, sir.
Nidhishri,
Present, sir.
Nikita,
Present, sir.
Nivedita,
Present, sir.
Manikanda,
Present, sir.
Naveen Krishna,
Present, sir.
Vamshi Krishna,
Present, sir.
Sriraj,
Present, sir.
Mahidar,
Present, sir.
Purnima,
Present, sir.
Pramod,
Present, sir.
Prashant,
Present, sir.
Anusha,
Present, sir.
Lemma, Rahul, Rakesh,
91 present, sir.
yes, Raksha Chandra,
Present, sir.
Raksha Krishi,
Present, sir.
Rakshit,
Present, sir.
Ramya Priya, Ramya Priya,
Present, sir.
okay, Rohanas Patil,
Present, sir.
Rohit,
Present, sir.
Sai Hassan,
Present, sir.
Sanskrit,
Present, sir.
Sandosh,
Present, sir.
Shivani,
Present, sir.
Sneha,
Present, sir.
Sauvik,
Present, sir.
Soumya,
Present, sir.
Hari, Suraj,
Present, sir.
Saeed, Tanmaya,
Present, sir.
Rohit,
Present, sir.
Umadevi,
Present, sir.
Vasu,
Present, sir.
Chetan, Vaishak Lakshman,
Present, sir.
Mithun, Varun,
Present, sir.
Vignesh, Vinay,
Present, sir. 121.
Gautam,
Present, sir.
Vaishak Satish,
Yes, sir. Present.
Yashwant, Yochita,
Present, sir.
Meghana,
Present, sir.
Yashwant,
Present, sir.
Upendran, Nehna,
Present, sir.
Ravi,
Present, sir.
Rahul M.
Present, sir. Present, sir. Rahul.
Okay. Kalyan, Sai Kalyan, Basavaraj,
Present, sir.
Rashik,
Present, sir.
Darshan, Anuj,
Present. Darshan Raj.
Anuj. Less than 1 minute, this meeting will get end. Please rejoin with the same link. Nitish, Chandana, Deepak,
Present, sir.
Vaishnavi,
Present, sir.
Azad, Manisha,
Present, sir.